Alabama Republican Senator Tommy Tuberville is responding to a support group for military spouses that demanded he end his hold on military leadership promotions. The nonpartisan Secure Families Initiative hand-delivered a petition to Tuberville with signatures from more than 500 active-duty military spouses. It called on him to end his blockade because they say it jeopardizes national security and disrupts the lives of service members and their families. The petition said in part, quote, "No matter your political beliefs, we must agree that service members and military families will not be used as political leverage. It's time to end this political showmanship and recommit to respect the service and sacrifice of those who pledged to defend this nation." Tuberville has blocked nearly 300 nominations, including roles for the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff and the commandant of the Marine Corps. He's doing it as a way to protest new Pentagon policies on reproductive health care. A spokesperson for the senator sent CNN a statement defending his position, saying this, quote, "Coach honors and is grateful for the service of all our heroes in uniform. That is why he's working to get politics out of the military using the tools he has as a United States senator, including his hold." Let's get some perspective now from Sarah Streyder. She's the executive director of the Secure Families Initiative. She's also a military spouse herself. Sarah, thank you so much for sharing part of your afternoon with us and for all the effort that your family's put into defending our nation. What is your response to Senator Tuberville's response to your statement?
Unfortunately, it reminds me of the kind of platitude I think military families are all too used to. Folks say that they honor our service and sacrifice while simultaneously pushing for policies that undermine that service and that sacrifice. So, if I got the chance to speak to the senator in person, which unfortunately we were unable to do yesterday as he was busy with a fundraiser, what I would have explained is that this is affecting every single one of us with a loved one in uniform. It's like pulling a football coach halfway through the biggest game of the season and expecting that to not affect your players on the field. Please stop this.
So, Sarah, how has this impacted you personally and perhaps other military families that you're hearing from?
So we're in direct contact with some of the folks whose promotions have been blocked. We've heard from folks who have kids whose schooling is now in limbo. They may not get to the next duty station in time to start trying out for fall sports or for music teams. We've heard from some spouses who've already quit their old jobs but can't move and get the new job. And so they're in some sort of financial limbo as well. But I think the most alarming stories that I've heard too are from families who have military kids who are about to turn 18, who are taking one look at these political games being played with the military and strongly considering not joining because they don't want to put their careers at risk. Those are the stories I want us to pay most closely attention because this is going to have ramifications for recruitment and retention.
That is significant because there are already issues with recruitment into the volunteer force. I'm wondering, Sarah, what you make of the senator's argument that he's trying to do this to get politics out of the military, that he wants the military not to have anything to do with the debate over reproductive rights.
Well, first of all, I think it's a fundamental misunderstanding of the policy at play. The DoD has passed what is essentially a travel and leave policy to allow service members who do not have control over where they get stationed or where they live to access health care. But what's most important is the underlying tactic that the senator is using. This is more politicizing of the military than any of the policies he's debating, and we would much rather he stop attacking 300 families who have nothing to do with the policy in the first place and process this disagreement with DoD through the regular legislative channels.
And Sarah, what happens if these holds drag on, if this continues?
Well, by the end of the summer, we're going to have half the Joint Chiefs of Staff open, and that is no way to run a military, to run a country. Does the senator expect the commander-in-chief to continue without the foremost military expertise he needs to make decisions? I mean, this is going to be terrible for national security, which is why we are trying to encourage the senator withdraw his hold, resolve the disagreement through normal appropriate channels so that we can move forward and be fully staffed for what comes next.
Sarah Streyder, we have to leave the conversation there. We appreciate your time, and please keep us posted on your efforts to have a one-on-one with Senator Tuberville.
Thanks, Boris.
Of course. Jim?